Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DeLuSioNaL's Arcade. So as you can see, we're in a van again. We rented one. We're on the road. Took my son with me this time. This is Xavier. He's another fellow arcade enthusiast or for the future. And we are going to pick up a 1986 Atari Rolling Thunder. So we're actually heading out to Long Island from Connecticut. I have my buddy Drew meeting me out there. Actually, we're going to pick him up on the way. He's going to hop in. And he's going to help me out to load the cabinet. We're going to bring it up some stairs from the basement, load it up here, and then I'll have to head back to Connecticut and unload it with another buddy. So you're not going to want to miss this episode. It's really cool. The guy has extra parts we can look at and stuff. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. So Xavier, you ever play a spy game before where you're a secret agent?
No.
No? So, now quick question for you, and this is really serious. If you had one game that would be in the perfect condition that you can have in your arcade downstairs, what would it be?
Either Star Wars or...
So you said Star Wars was your favorite vector game. What about raster games? I have a good choice in my mind, what we both would like, actually.
What?
If you can somehow wave a magic wand and poof, it appears in the arcade, what would it be? I bet you when I tell you, you'll be like, yup. How about Juno First?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that game is awesome. If we can have an original Juno First in our collection, or even a Time Pilot, man, there's a lot of games, right? It's hard to choose this one. You love Time Pilot too, you're really good at that one. But you're really good at Juno First. You might even be better than me in that game. You always get the high scores every time you go everywhere. So yeah, that's what I would choose too. Definitely Juno First, and probably Star Wars actually. And I have some leads on Star Wars, so we'll see. You never know. I may have that in my collection one day. Maybe sooner than you think. All right, guys, so we're here. Hey, Drew.
Hey, what's happening? How are you?
What's going on?
I'm doing all right, and yourself?
Good.
Excellent.
So thanks for helping out. Man, this is what I wanted to see too. I figured I'd bust out the camera.
Awesome.
This looks familiar here.
It does.
Used to be mine.
Came over here, 3-4 months ago or so. And, it looks a little bit different.
You did a fantastic job on this, man.
Thank you.
This is all gashed up and stuff, I remember.
Yeah, it was definitely a
looks brand
project. Pulled the whole control panel and box off, redid all the side art.
Oh, and you replaced that post you were saying?
Absolutely. Sometimes you got to make things do, so this is actually
looks really
piece
good.
of a fence post to hold the back box on. And,
You got new joysticks and stuff?
brand new joysticks, brand new,
Buttons,
micro switches, did the whole 9 yards as I done it with, the rest of the machines here.
Are you going to make it a tournament edition, or
Looking for
still
a couple of boards.
Right. Depends
I see
if you
a lot
find
more. Exactly. I see a lot more complete machines than I see
Right.
boards right now. So, just with anything, they all come around.
Cool.
Just waiting for the warmer weather here in New York to come by, so we can actually kind of get back in here and get some stuff done.
Yeah, you have huge machines. I mean,
yeah.
you say go big or go home, you're telling me, right?
Absolutely. Started off probably about a year ago with getting the KI. The MK came locally. This came from you.
This looks, I didn't see this last time.
Yeah,
So
the
this
Neo
is-
Geo is new since you were here. Same thing as the PlayStation 10 that's here.
Oh, that's the one you said it was getting delivered, right?
This one came from Mark in Wisconsin, and this one actually came from West Virginia.
Wow.
This basically, I pulled the overlay off. Basically, the
You
overlay,
started doing it already. Okay.
Yeah, the overlay actually comes as part of like a Lexan piece.
Right.
And essentially, I went to a buddy of mine, Jeff, who owns XL Arcade. He doesn't have them, so he said, "Hey, if you send me one, the one that you have," he goes, "I'll clean it up and basically, start making a line of them for you." So
Yeah, it's in
that's
nice
kind of the
shape
idea.
though, considering.
Yeah, when I bought it, basically,
I mean,
it was
T-molding's no
advertised-
big deal up there.
Yeah, it was
you know,
advertised
stuff.
as being a little bit of a better shape, but there's a little bit of work to be done. There's some water damage that was on the bottom, on the side over here.
Yeah, I
so-
saw that in the front, just a tiny bit, but it's not really noticeable.
Not really, not really. So this is going to be kind of the the spring project and so on. And the control panel is actually downstairs, completely redone.
Nice. I gotta
Brandon
rebuild
helped me out
mine.
with it, so
Yeah.
that's 100%. So next thing is I've got a buddy of mine that does body work. He's going to actually strip the entire sides, repaint it. I've got brand new side art already ready to go. Yesterday I picked up two brand new pieces of glass. Bought this.
Oh yeah, I remember you posted something on the forums.
Exactly. Bought this, which was the missing piece, because this was a converted punch out. So
Right.
this would be mounted in here. Bought this from Jen
Yeah.
down in Florida. Got the new piece of glass. So
I love that. Restoring's
goes
awesome.
away.
This is such a great hobby.
So it's
You gotta bring it back to the original stuff, you know?
Absolutely, it's
Yeah.
not. I'm not looking for perfection or original, but just trying to
Yeah.
make it as nice as possible. And a lot of these will actually wind up going downstairs to the basement. Gonna redo the den, brand new
Nice.
carpeting, brand new everything, so the kids have some place to go
Right.
down and kind of hang out and play.
And did you know that that Tim guy on YouTube, he actually, I think he has some sort of prototype that this guy makes across the sea. I don't know if he's in Europe or somewhere, but he makes a whole new, I guess, translight in the background so that it switches properly. It's like, it has like a Raspberry Pi connected to it.
Sure.
I
So
don't know if you saw it on his channel.
I did see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There's also something else that I've seen where there's like luminites or something like that. They're like A6 panels that people cut out to basically,
To
kind of
fit,
redo
right.
this.
Mhm.
So the switcher actually that, runs the lights is actually good. It's just that these, what I thought were originally, just small little like, pinball bulbs or something like that you could just simply replace. It's not the case. There's a
Yeah,
whole
it's like,
bigger
it's organic or something, so they fade over time. Similar to like
Exactly.
plasma. Yeah.
Exactly. So from what I've seen, people
Yeah.
have gotten these like A6, small little luminite type of
Right.
panels that they'll wire in, and from what I've seen, the results are actually really, really good.
I can't wait to see this. I mean, considering, look at that panel. It's so shiny and new. I can't imagine what you're going to do with this one.
Absolutely.
So I'm really waiting to
So-
see. And then we'll pay a visit to your arcade once it's all done.
Absolutely, absolutely, and this will be moved over. I've got an original 86 Gauntlet that
Oh, yeah,
actually
that's
has
coming.
2 boards in. Has a Gauntlet and a Gauntlet 2.
That's cool.
Shipping up here from Georgia in the next week or so. So that'll kind of go here for now.
That cabinet is
But,
heavy. It's all
absolutely.
MDF. I have one. I actually have a somebody converted it before I got it, but it's a total carnage. It's somebody
Okay,
converted
okay.
from a Gauntlet,
Gotcha,
and then I just
gotcha.
changed the CPU around a little bit.
But that is that machine, from what I've seen pictures of, is completely redone, completely pristine.
Mm-hmm.
Monitor has obviously the typical burn that you saw in Gauntlets with the
Right,
player
oh, yeah,
information on the side.
yeah.
But from the control panel to all the artwork on the sides is pristine, repainted, brand new Atari style, new all stock joysticks. So
Okay.
essentially, it's
And
going
you're getting
to
the
look
long
like
side
it's-
art. There's one that's
Yeah.
extended.
Correct,
Okay, yeah, that's the
correct.
correct one, right?
So,
Cool.
looking forward to it, and
Yeah.
that's
Well, let me know when you grab it. We'll work on it together. 'Cause
Definitely,
I'm
definitely.
really familiar with those cabinets. So.
Absolutely, that's if somebody asked me what my Grail game was or so on, it's the Gauntlet.
It's Gauntlet, yeah.
Came across a few of them over the last couple of months that were like big projects that I really didn't want to get involved with because I have my own set of projects here.
Yeah.
But as soon as that came around, the guy asked for what I thought was to be an okay price for it. And we negotiated for about 10 minutes. He accepted my offer, and
That's
it's on the
great.
truck. So
Yeah, you got to get
we
what you
are.
like. I mean, everyone has a different Grail. I
Absolutely.
love that game because I was around it, but like for this kid, it might be different. Who knows? It might be an actual arcade because he actually never played consoles before arcades.
Absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely. Wonderful.
Yeah. All right. So let's get the show
Great.
on the road. We'll head out.
That sounds
and we'll
great.
Pick it up.
Let's go.
Okay, we're here at our destination. We already opened everything up, and we're gonna go downstairs. Hey, Javi, you coming?
What?
Well, let's check it out.
Doors and closed.
Yeah. So Drew's here with me.
They want to sell, which
Awesome.
I'm not into that. I like the early 80s.
100%.
Yeah. Welcome to the dungeon.
So this is Kevin over here. He's been gracious enough to let us film, which is cool.
Right. Stuff is all. I'm gonna change my glasses too. So this is where I store most of my stuff.
Okay.
And it's been here for a while. And
Wow.
Rolling Thunder. is here.
Yep, so this is
Back
it.
door fell off. We're gonna have to
Yeah, that's fine.
just slap it back on.
They're
But,
old
you know,
machines, so.
yeah, they're old machines. But this one is, you know, it's not ripped. The bottom's pretty decent. It's not all waterlogged.
Right.
And the sticker art's here, but it's a little scratched on this side.
Yeah, we call that patina in the collecting.
Patina, right. Just clean it up. Elbow grease, clean it up.
Absolutely.
And then play it.
Sure.
So there's Rolling Thunder. I mean, you can pull it out and look at it if you want. I
Yeah.
have a hand cart.
So where'd you get this? I always like to know the history of it.
Boy, I forget. I mean, I did a lot of running around. A lot of going to Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah?
I don't even remember the places I used to go. People's houses. I'd
Right.
pick them up. This one, I didn't get on Long Island. I think this might have been a Philly trip.
Okay, and how long have you had it?
10 years.
Wow.
Been sitting here. And I always wanted to do something. What I did was I made a jig out of wires.
Oh, okay.
And I ran all, and I still have it. I ran all the stuff, all the power to another monitor, turned it on, and back then it all came up. I mean,
Right.
the board is, again, it's been sitting.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd tell you if it was dead, you know, fellow collector.
Yeah.
But it did when I hooked it up, and that was it. Then I said, all right, that's a project I'll get to, and I never got to it.
Right.
So all I was going to do was switch out the monitor.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the sign. That's great. Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
the zombies?
Please
Yeah,
do not
isn't
feed
that
the zombies.
That's awesome.
I just started watching Walking Dead, too.
Oh, that's just
Mu-
coming back on.
I'm up to season 7 finally.
There you go.
So,
Catch up.
so I'm good.
Absolutely.
That's a good show.
So let me walk around it and
Sure.
see.
Yeah.
This is nice. As the original.
That's great.
It looks screen printed, doesn't it? Like directly on the metal. I don't know.
Sure.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
On it.
Yeah, it could be.
That's what it looks like. Cause you
Right.
see the
There's
bumps
a little
here
bit.
where the bulbs
Sure.
are?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
But it looks like it's yellow.
Right.
So that means it may be original.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, that most definitely is.
Sure.
So it looks pretty durable.
And this isn't lit. This is just a board.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was on the Atari Rolling Thunders. Especially the original cabs.
Right.
And then I always found it weird that, like, even in the arcades, like, I was always tall. You know, it's kind of tall, and
Me too. You got to lean
you
over.
kind of do this or just sit with a
Yeah.
bar stool or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And you could see the burn-in, which is cool.
Right.
So the original monitor.
Sure.
Yeah, and the coin doors, too. I think these are the original over-under coin controls by Atari. And it's good that the locks are out. I don't have to drill anything.
Right. And I don't think there's any bar. Well, there was.
Yeah, there's no, you're right.
What about that?
Yeah,
It must have been.
these are made for that, I guess, because you want to protect the lockbox. This is really what you want to get, not up here.
Sure.
But the fact that they have these, I've never actually seen these caps before.
Do you think that came from Atari or?
Probably. I think it was an option that you can have a lock bar on there. But I've never seen the original still in there. It's pretty unique.
A lot of times the operator basically just drills into
This is
the cabinet
vinyl.
with
Right.
no regard of anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like.
Oh,
Well,
operators,
it was
you know.
money for that. That's
Well,
it. Wasn't what it-
correct. Had nothing to do with the restoration or anything
Yep.
nowadays.
You know, there's a guy. I think he's Russian.
That's really cool.
Andrew. Did you ever hear of him?
He does my monitors
He's
for me.
great, man.
Really?
I talked to him, and he
Small
was like,
world, right?
he threw out
Absolutely.
tons of stuff.
He does my monitors for me.
They never thought of it as it would resurrect like this.
No.
And he'd be going to houses and fixing them. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm having him come over in the springtime to actually do a cap kit and a restoration of one of the monitors in my garage. So it was easier for me to just get 3 or 4 projects for him,
Get
come
it
over
done.
for a couple hours, just knock it
Yeah.
all out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I used to do the cap kits.
Wow.
Very tedious.
So what else do you have? Looks like you have tons of parts
Well, I
everywhere.
got tons of parts, and you know, some I want to keep, some I don't. I have a lot of monitors.
Wow.
There's,
Yeah, it looks almost like my basement because I have 9 monitors right now sitting on the floor.
well, I guess you don't want any more monitors.
right.
Well, I don't know because I could always use 19s.
Yeah.
I have TVs too because you could do a tube swap
Right.
because they're all burned in now, like
Right.
a Pac-Man or something.
Sure.
Especially the Geo7.
Yeah. The Geo7 is his own
Control panel from Zaxxon.
It just has a nice look to it.
Yeah.
I just got to rebuild it. But
Yeah,
that
they're a
one's
little
gonna go
tougher, the
in this.
Geo7s versus like the 4800s. You know, like I have a 13-inch 4800. slide. It just slides right out with 2 screws, and you
Right.
can cap it and put it back in. But some of them, like especially Nintendo monitors, nightmare to work on.
You need the inverters.
Look at this. This one looks like a black and white almost.
I think that came out of a Space Invaders.
You can tell because the neck board is different. Wow.
Yeah, that end one there is a Nintendo monitor. And I
Oh,
don't
20
wanna
easy,
mess
yeah.
with it. Everything's backwards. Something with the I forget what they said. It's power comes in opposite of everything else. I forget.
Oh, it's inverted.
Yeah, it's inverted.
Right.
It's an inverted signal. You're right. So you can't just stick that in.
There's a big premium on these right now. These are the lit
Yeah.
volcano buttons.
And those, yeah, I'm keeping those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with my buddy who got that Centipede for like,
Yeah.
I think he paid 140 or 150.
Yeah.
He got the volcano buttons on there, and they lit and everything.
Wow.
That's great.
Because they're, I think they're LED, right?
Yes.
Back then.
Back then they're LED?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're
they're the
hard.
same thing as
Nobody
what's
makes
on
the
the
inside. They
Atari,
make the
yeah.
outside, but they don't make the inside anymore.
Wow.
So people have to like come up with
They have to find them.
solutions.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
We've
You
seen
know.
them go for $30 a piece. So
I can't. I have them on Craigslist for $100, and no one just for the set. No one's. It
So
must
for
not
that-
be the spot.
take the buttons out
And then
post the
someone
post.
put
Well, these aren't
post the
the.
buttons, and then you'll see them go.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what this is here. Is this an Omega Race?
Oh, that's your kid.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait a second. Who's here?
He's like, where?
Lions and tigers and bears are
Hi.
coming.
Isn't this cool down
It's
here?
the
huh?
zombies.
Yeah, right.
Should I leave the doors open?
Yeah, it's fine.
Leave
It'll
the
be fine.
back doors open?
This is cool. Yeah, I think this is Omega Race. It looks like the artwork for
Yes,
it.
it is. That was one of my.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember who does this. Is it Midway?
That's a good question.
I don't remember because I know
think it is.
because the Atari cone buttons are different than the Midway ones.
Right. I think it was
The other ones are taller. They're like more like volcano
Williams?
buttons. They call them.
yeah,
It
it
might
might be
be.
Williams. Yeah, Midway.
It is Midway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where does it say that?
Right under
Right there. Yeah.
I had one with a multi in it and loved that too, so I got another
Where's
cabinet.
Rolling
That's another
Thunder?
project.
It's over there.
Right
Honey.
there.
Go look at it.
I built this thing and brought it to my friend's house in PA, and we played Golden Tee. I had it set up so you can go right into a TV.
Very
That's
nice.
awesome too. Yeah. So you had the boards in there.
Everything in there. Power.
That's crazy. So real boards.
Yeah.
That is
Laid
so-
flat, mounted with the little.
Little
Yeah.
standoffs.
Yep, yep.
You're putting all these name guys to shame with all this, like with original hardware inside a
Yeah.
portable panel.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bring the game.
Everybody
That's
now
great.
is just like, oh, buy a piece of plastic or a Pandora, whatever it is.
Oh, look at this. You have Kickman, right?
I couldn't throw the artwork out. It was shot, so I had it.
Yeah.
other side-
They reproduced that too, but some people make bars out of it. Like I've seen Centipede,
idea.
the Centipede bar top where they lacquered the top and they
Nice.
made it a bar, and in the man cave.
I have the slide of Stargate upstairs, just hanging in my shop. Nice.
I think this is Kickman. I think I can't remember the exact name, but I know it's pretty.
Yeah.
And this is cool. It's 1943.
That one I'm gonna put in probably multi.
Yeah, multis are.
Because verticals are hard to.
They have the 60 in one. It's like $40.
Yeah.
But that's mainly for like classic games like Pac-Man. They're 4-way games.
Yeah,
That's an 8-way. Well, yeah. If you want to leave it that way, you can. They have bigger boards you can buy
Yeah.
that have like 90 in ones that have a lot more games that are 2 players. So you have a lot of options now under $100.
Yeah. I used to pay $120 for those boards back in the day.
Me too.
$120.
Now they're like $40
Yeah.
because of the Raspberry Pis. Everybody's putting Raspberry Pis in it. It's a little computer. It's $30.
Oh,
And you put an SD card and you load thousands of games on it.
Oh,
So you can make a little thing like you built there for camping,
right.
and they put a Pi in it, and
Wow.
you can play Sega, Nintendo,
Wow.
arcade, everything on it.
It's changed in 5 years since I started.
Technology, yeah.
Sure.
All right, so let's
So,
go ahead and grab these out of here.
okay.
And if you're willing to sell any of the parts, let me know. I don't
What?
know what prices you want from, but I could
You know
always
what?
use monitors.
Some stuff I'll even give away if you want it.
Yeah, that'd be great too.
I mean, I don't want this. You want these control panels? I mean, you'd have to have the cabinet for them.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd be interested in this here if you want to give
Yeah,
that away.
that's owl eye, they call it.
Yeah.
That's kind of unusual.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you can have that.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll pick those up.
Yeah, I could use the panels, and
Yeah,
if you don't
they're-
want
We'll
them,
take 'em.
I'll
We'll take them.
I'll
Is that
recycle them.
The Kickman? Right there. There's the side art. Is
Oh,
that
there you
the
go.
panel?
That is
Oh,
that is
yeah.
that is the panel. That is the
Cool.
panel.
This one here.
This one right here. This one.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
That's a nice flat panel. You should be able to do something.
Yeah.
Although metal is tough if you start putting.
But you know what? It has a trackball, so
Right.
you know you
Yeah.
can make it a centipede or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take whatever you want to give away.
These were
Yeah,
just these
one,
were just sand down.
1, 2 players.
Yeah.
Wow. You weren't kidding when you said you had parts. I see like isolation transformers here and
You can have that stuff too.
wow.
I mean,
What's this
me,
to?
it's oh, that's a Tron shroud.
For the monitor?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Trying to think which way it goes. Huh.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, this would mount down to the bottom. It would go that way.
Oh, I see.
So you'd look in this one, right?
Right. I'm wondering why it's clear in the back. I've never seen that
I
before.
think it's something.
Is there like a display that shows up through
Yeah,
that?
there was something in the game.
Yeah. You getting rid of that too, or no?
Yeah, this. I sold this on eBay, and the shipping was.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was like $80. I'm like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's because
for-
it's a bulk item.
just bulky.
It's considered
Yeah.
bulk because of the shape.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Throw me a number. I know it went for a lot, but you know what? I'm looking to get rid of this. So.
Yeah, I feel like American Pickers. I mean, I work for the History Channel.
Look, I watched the show too.
I feel like I'm mimicking. I'm actually tossing in my idea for a show. Maybe I can do like an arcade picker show. I think people would
that's
love
a
it.
good idea. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and leave in the comments if you guys want to see it. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so I don't know. I don't know. I don't even have a Tron.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you think you can use it, then it's worth throwing a number.
Yeah, I don't know, $20 or something like that.
You got it.
Okay.
That's what I had in my mind.
Okay, great.
So we watched
Awesome.
the same show.
Yeah. We'll do the fist pound. We'll
All
separate
right,
this
there
up.
we go.
That's a gentleman
broke the
shake
ice.
like they do, right? Yeah, exactly. What do you think, Frank? Oh wait, is it Drew? Oops. Kicking it already. All right, so let's get this loaded. I'm gonna put the camera down. We'll get this in the car and
We'll
we'll
do
go.
the rest.
Yep.
After school working there, so I just
Oh.
became so attached emotionally to these games.
Yeah, and
so
you
that's
hear it all
why-
day too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, you know, I have the Killer Instinct, the NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat.
Small
so
world. I
much.
worked in a video store too. It was like a mom and pop store.
Absolutely.
And
Same thing.
they had Street Fighter.
There you go.
Street Fighter 2. And I remember, like, I was not too fond of that game because of that job. I'm
Sure.
the opposite. Because I remember that stupid elephant sound. You know how the elephant's trunk goes "Whirr,"
yeah,
just
absolutely,
all
from
day. And I was like,
Nelson's,
oh, get this thing out of here.
Sure.
But I was a big video game fan. Like, I remember the deli across the street had, like, Spy Hunter.
Right.
They had Elevator Action. Like, they
Right,
had such
sure,
cool
sure.
games. You know, they were beat up and stuff. Ghouls and Ghosts was there too.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ghouls and Ghosts, but it's just so damn hard. But I played it anyway. I didn't care. I used my quarters up.
So years ago, this had to be like 91, 92. You know, still in high school. Buddy calls me up and says there's a Ghosts and Goblins on the corner of like near his house, just sitting there, just like eating garbage.
Oh, really?
And he said the cabinet's in really good shape. You should really go and check it out. So I'm like, all right, it's just like a Friday or whatever. So Saturday morning, woke up like really super early, like 5 o'clock in the morning, jumped on my bike, ran over there, right? Just as the sun was coming up. And sure enough, it's just sitting there. And it's like, you know, I don't know if I should be like messing with it or whatnot. So I'm like, I think it's kind of like for anybody to take. So pop it open, pull the boards out, and took the marquee, took the control panel.
Anything you can carry on a bike.
Anything I can carry on my bike, and I was a paper boy back then, so I was able to stick the stuff like in my
Oh,
basket.
yeah, that basket
It's like,
thing, that
it's
wooden
terrible,
thing,
it's
yeah.
terrible. So kind of threw it in there. A couple of years later, I was working at the video store, and you know, this guy named Joe. I was like, hey, I said I've got this board set from a Ghosts and Goblins. I said I want to see if it works, and you know, there's no JAMA standard back then, so obviously it's
I'm not sure. I don't think
standard.
it's JAMA, that game.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
But it wasn't when that game came out. There was no standard, so
Right.
it's like everybody had their own editor or whatever. So So he just happened to have a cabinet that was compatible. So I gave him the board. He basically plugged in and he goes, "No, the board works great." I'm like, "All right, cool." So had it forever, and I remember it being in like a box with control panel, everything else. And I was like, "Oh, what am I gonna do with this?" I'm like, "I don't have a cabinet or anything." So I basically, I was like, you know what? I was moving and I had so much stuff, and I was like, you know what? I want to make sure this goes to a good home. So I posted up on a new Usenet forum. I'm like, hey, I've got a Ghosts and Goblins, full working board, control panel, and marquee. Marquee was actually in really, really good shape. No paint flaking or anything. It was actually really good. I'm not shipping this. If somebody wants it, the first person that basically replies back to here and can pick it up can have it. And I gave it away.
Wow.
And
see, paying it forward, that's what I call it. That's like karma.
Yeah, and basically, some guy had reached out to me and says, "I want it." I said, "All right." And then I was like flamed all over the Usenet group. I was like, "Why are you guys?" They're like, "I can't believe you gave it away, and this seems non-legit." And had the guy who picked it up completely vet it and said, "No, here's what it is. It's here." I said, it was just sitting around for the longest period of time. I wasn't going to do anything with it. I figured I'd give
you got it for nothing.
For, good home or whatever. And, gave it away.
That's what happened with Outrun. Outrun boards working. I've seen them go for $400.
Yeah.
Like buy it now, 400, and people buy them.
Absolutely.
Because they're you don't find them anymore, And there was a guy on the forums, like, he said, "Hey, I saw your thing on Outrun." Same thing with Mike. I mean, Mike saw that I wanted an Outrun, so he sold me his. He drove all the way down.
Right.
But this guy, I think his name was Pile Driver, his username. Chuck was his name.
All right.
His real name. And he said, "Hey, I have an Outrun board. It's been sitting in my, shed forever. I pulled it working. I don't know what it's going to do now, but whatever."
Sure.
He just sent it to me, paid for shipping and everything.
That's great.
And he said, "Here, use it on your channel." I was like, awesome. And it turned out it didn't work, but it's partially working.
Right.
So, I can use it to, I'm going to fix it. You'll see.
Sure.
You'll see I'll have like 3 working board sets when I'm done.
Nice.
And then another guy, same thing. I went to his house. It was a Craigslist ad for a monitor that was working. It was like a VGA monitor, multi-sync. It was a 19-inch. And I think I bought it he wanted 80 for it. I offered him 50. And I said, "How about 50 plus tickets to the arcade museum?" Because I'm friends with the guys there.
Right, exactly.
And then he ended up, when I went there, I was blown away by his arcade. He had like 5 or 6 candy cabs.
Wow.
That's the guy I did a video. His name is Nando.
Okay.
And then we just hit it off. His son, his name, Xavier. We call him Hobby. My son's name is Hobby.
Yep.
We just hit it off, and now we've been friends forever.
Nice.
And he just has like just through association, just parts, and people talk, and it's a really small world where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Sweet. Well, good.
All right, man.
All right, man. It was fun.
Thanks.
All right, take it easy.
You definitely got to head back to that guy's place.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Right,
Take care.
Good job.
All right, guys. Come on, go inside, Hobby. We still got to drive to Connecticut. All right, guys. So we're back. We actually stopped off to get a meal, right? We stopped off at Burger King. Fast food, I'm not a fan, but, you got to do what you got to do when you're on the road. So we dropped Drew off. You saw, we just said bye to him. Hopefully we'll get this back to Connecticut. Of course, it's raining out now, so we actually beat the rain, which is great. And then, honestly, it's not going to do anything to the cabinet, just bringing it from the car into the house. So I'm going to see if my buddy John is around, see if we can do that, so we can get it in the house. I'm just going to throw it in my living room for now, and then return the rental. So we have a lot still ahead of us, and it's getting late. So let's go ahead and hit the road. What do you say? Yeah? All right, guys. We'll see you in a bit. All right, guys. So we're back. So my son and I managed to get it inside. It actually was a small cabinet, and I have a way of doing it that it's not really much heavy lifting. He just really held the doors and everything. We slid it in. We put it in the living room for now, not in the arcade. I'll get my buddies Tim and Mike when they come over next week to help me do that. And we're going to go ahead and return it. So let's go ahead, do this. We'll return it, and we'll be back, and we'll check it out, do a little walkthrough with it really quick. All right, guys, so we did get it in the house. Like I said, my son was really helpful in holding the doors. We were really careful. I didn't make him lift anything, but this cabinet actually wasn't too big. I've actually moved bigger cabinets than this. That Rampage one was a beast one time. I had to get 3 guys to help me with that, but this one wasn't bad. You just got to plan, it's really bulky and stuff, and you just got to be really careful. I slid it on the floor, just like, I have hardwood floors, so basically it slides really easy on the moving blanket there. So we were able to get it in. It's only 2 or 3 steps right into the house, right from the van, so it worked out. So we're gonna go through this real quickly. So here's the condition of the cab. And this is it. You can see there's, now that it's in the light, I mean, you know, we got it downstairs in the basement from that guy, from Kevin. It really is in nice shape. You know, it has what I call patina on it. You know, when I first started this hobby, I really wanted to like kind of just restore everything perfectly, you know, because I started with a main cabinet, and with main cabinets, you know, usually typically build them from scratch, or you have like your custom art and stuff, so you want it to be perfect. But with these, you know, I really began to appreciate just all the little blemishes and stuff like that that are original. I mean, you know, stuff like this, obviously I'm gonna fix, but you know, when it comes to like, you know, the control panel, that's all original. I want to keep it that way. It's in really nice shape. I can just polish that up. Same thing over here. I may do side art, I may not. Right now, this is going to go in between cabinets. So you can see here, like, you know, it's typical wear where people would just, you know, they put their hand on top like that, or they'd pick at it, you know, while they're waiting to play, stuff like that. So you can see it over here too, like right over here, right there. It's kind of like already coming out a little bit. See, it's like kind of flaking off. But I'm just going to polish it the best I can. This here is vinyl, it's not paint. So you can see on the side, like right over here, you could just tell it's been moved a lot. It does not, and I say it does not, have any water damage. What's happening is, whoever had it before, I don't know if it was Kevin or the guy before him, but you know, when they move it, they'd scrape it around by dragging it, tilting it back, and just dragging it. Leg levelers are pretty much shot like they usually are on this, so I just replaced them with, I have ones with, I guess they have vinyl underneath, so they kind of slide on carpet and stuff. But you could see here, you know, it was just tilted, so that's what it is. So it's just coming off here too. I actually put some wood hardener on here just in case, just to prevent it from crumbling and stuff, because this is MDF. But what will probably happen here, again, it's not water damage. I looked underneath of the cabinet, it's actually really good. They probably tilted it forward when they were moving it and then just scraped it on the ground right here on cement or something. So that's what that is. So, you know, this can polish up. Again, this, I haven't cleaned anything. So I haven't even thrown Simple Green on here or anything. The locks are already drilled out. You know, the guy was like, oh, I apologize, I don't have the locks. I'm like, you know what? No big deal. Because that's exactly what I would do. I'd put my own in there. So I'm gonna put my quality locks. I got the Illinois locks that are double bitted. So they were a little fatter here and they look great. You see on my midway cabinets a lot. So I have them all keyed the same downstairs. This too, this is probably I can just peel this off, you know, touch it up with a little bit of Bondo and then just put vinyl. So I may just put vinyl over here, maybe on the front. And then over time, I'm gonna do the sides probably and just get new side art. It's just a little piece. So, but it's a really great starting cab, especially for 200 bucks, man. With the money saved, you know, you can just touch it up. The T-molding is in, actually it's in pretty decent shape here. I'm sure it's scratched in other places or chunked up, like over here. You can see little notches here. I don't see any, oh, actually, you know what? I see a little bit of a cigarette burn slightly on this. I don't know if you could see that. If you look at it at this angle, you can see it, but it looks like it's a little melted, like right there on the tip, which is a shame because I wish it was on the outside. Because the inside is the part that's hard to get on these Volcano buttons by Atari. But still, I don't even know if they light up because I have not powered up the cab at all. I just brought it home. I wanted to be extra careful. Sometimes you'll do more damage by turning it on blind because it could be quarters down there, it could be screws, it could be just things are shorted, they haven't been turned on in a while. So I want to be extra careful. I do not want to blow the board. That's the most important thing. Monitors you can replace. I have you know, spare monitors. So let's look at the burn-in real quick. I'll kind of get in here. I don't know if you could see. Let's try to get a better angle. Yeah, there we go. So you could see some type of burn-in. It looks like the game. It's kind of the levels. I don't know if you could see here. That's the top level where you could jump up and down. There's the doorways there, and then the score would be on the top. So this is the original burn-in. Burn-in, a lot of people say it's horrible, but it actually is not bad. If you're taking it and using the same game, a lot of times when you have it on, you can't really tell, you know, things are moving on the screen and it doesn't look as bad. You have to be really looking for it. But it's, you know, it's horrible if you have, like, let's say this used to be a Pac-Man, which has Pac-Man burn-in. Then you convert it to this, you'll see the maze when it has like full screen graphics and stuff like that. But I think it'll be fine. I just have to rebuild the monitor. Guy said it played blind last time he tried it, and he did try it, you know, years ago. So that's why I didn't want to turn it on. Bezel seems to be in good shape under here. It's paper bezel. There is a piece of black tape holding it together over here. That's not a big deal. I'll just repair it a little better. I want to keep the original if I can. Also, if I wanted to, I could always make a template and make my own, or just get one because I know they're expensive. As far as the control panel goes, it's really funny because these here, they're leaf switches, right? This is leaf switch 2. This is a Wyco with a grommet, which is the wrong joystick, by the way. I'll talk about that in a second. This one is a leaf, and then this one, you can hear, it's a really cheap, clicky, I guess they just threw it in there. So I'm not sure. It sounds like a Zippy, but I don't know if they had Zippies back then. I'm not really sure, but it is really clicky and terrible. It's not even concave, it's convex. So completely wrong button twice. But I'm just glad I have the volcano buttons. Hopefully they work. The marquee does not light up. It's just typical. It does not light up on these. It's actually hollow if you look inside. I'll see if I can get an angle here. Yeah, so this part here is just all hollow. There's nothing. Here's actually the marquee right there. There's no light or anything. I'm not going to mod it. I'm going to keep it all original. My guess is that Atari at the time, I guess this came out, what, in 86? It was kind of, you know, they were trying to save money. Atari wasn't doing that great with the Atari 2600 and the company. So I'm assuming what they did is they were cheaping out a little bit. And to save money, you know, they didn't have marquees in there. And then I guess this might have saved them a little bit or extended their life because Rolling Thunder 2, as you know, came out in the 90s. This was a smash hit right here, and it was very similar and competing to Sega's Shinobi. It's very similar where you jump on different platforms and, you know, get power-ups and stuff like that. So there it is, guys. So let's go ahead and turn this around. I'm just going to switch angles, turn the thing around, put this thing on the tripod, and I'll show you what tools you need to see, you know, when you first bring home something from Craigslist or Let Go or something, you got to check for stuff. You always want to do it basically when you're not there, by the way, because if you start messing with it while you're there and you get it working, they're going to raise the price on you. So it's always important that you just take it as is, you know, make a decision, look at the shape of it, make sure it's complete. That's really the most important thing, is that it's complete, that nothing's missing. Oh, and by the way, I forgot about this here. This joystick, this Wyco, even though it's a Wyco, it's great. It is not original. The original joystick on this was the, I think they call it the Hall Effects joystick, similar to Gauntlet, where it had the Atari logo kind of engraved on there. It's black, and it's a different joystick. So I have a guy who has one. He has actually a rebuild kit for it, and he has one. So I got to check it out and see if I want to buy that. I'm going to look a little more before I get it, because they are really pricey. They go for about $100. Some people were saying they go for 80, 75. It really depends on condition. But I don't want to pay $100 for it. So we'll see. You know, I'm not a purist right now. I'm not really going to restore it. I'm just going to kind of get it going at this point, and then we'll see down the line. I have Wycos like crazy downstairs, different colors. So we'll see. Maybe I'll put something different on there. But for now, I'm not sure if I'm going to pop on that or not. I have other priorities. I have my Zookeeper that I want to build. So that's going to be a future episode where I convert the Taito Kicks cab to Zookeeper. I have most of the parts already. So, all right. So let's go ahead and see what tools we need. All right, guys. So I'm actually sitting on my couch and my coffee table, and I have everything laid out here. This is basically everything that you need, the survival kit that you kind of need when you're picking up stuff. So you're gonna need a ratchet set. This is for like monitors, or like sometimes you'll need bolts and stuff like on control panels. Midways are really notorious for that, especially when you're moving it. So always when you go on a midway pick, when you're getting a midway cabinet like Mortal Kombat or something like that, the control panels usually come off. So, and they won't fit in doorways. So you're gonna have to actually open it up from underneath the coin door, grab one of these ratchet sets, take off the 4 bolts on top and remove the control panel, unplug everything. That's the only way it's going to fit through a door. This one was smaller, but you always take this with you on a pick when you go. So I have it here just in case. You're also going to need a spare power supply. I usually go with the quality ones. I know there's like Peter Chow's out there and people say, oh, those are fine. I usually go with the quality ones. This is a Suzo Hap Pro. It's a Power Pro. It's brand new. I always have one on hand at home. These go for about, I don't know, between 20 and 30 bucks usually. Sometimes 35 shipped on eBay. And then they have like little brackets that you can put on, you know, on the bottom here and make it stand up. So it's always good to have these on hand. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna need one based on the guy's, you know, what he said. And I kind of peered in there and it looked pretty crappy. So we're probably gonna replace that. We'll test the voltage on the existing one anyway. So then you have your standard crimper. You're gonna need quick disconnects. These are .187 size. That's the typical size for like micro switches. Like if the joystick isn't working, it's not connected, you can just cut it off with side cutters here. Quickly crimp it. I always suggest crimper. I mean, crimping is the best. I mean, you can use the regular ones too, but you'll be there all day squeezing it. These are the best. I'll leave a link in the description to everything. This is wire cutters. You just set it to whatever size you need and it will cut it all the same size. This is great for rewiring, like if you want fresh connectors or connections for the power supply or for the joysticks or whatnot, or the buttons. So it's always good to have. This is really important too. I've seen stuff where like it wouldn't turn on because there's a break in the cable. So I inspected that cable. It's really bad, and I'll show you when I open up the back in a second. But this is at Lowe's. You can get these either 8 or 10 feet, usually in 14 or 16 gauge. I got the 16 gauge, which works fine. It's thick enough. I mean, 14 is kind of overkill. You can get 14.2 for like bigger games. But typically this is fine. I've always had success with this one. 8 feet is plenty long. You can get 10 feet as well. But this is what they had in stock. And it also comes with, here, let me take it off and show you. It actually has it already, you know, kind of done for you at the end. So you don't have to cut off an end or anything, and it comes like that. They're usually in the appliance section or electrical section. So 16 gauge is usually what I get for replacements. They work really well, and these are about 12 bucks. Not too expensive. The other thing I have is obviously side cutters. You're gonna wanna have one of these. This is a screwdriver that's huge. It has a rubber handle in case you need to discharge it. And I actually fabricated a cable. I got these at Radio Shack a long time ago. I can't tell you if they have them in stock now because they're kind of going out of business everywhere, but they're really big and they grab around here and they won't slip off. It's great. So it's great for discharging. I just put one end here, I put the other end on the chassis, and then quickly discharge it with the big screwdriver. Plus, you know, it works as a regular screwdriver, obviously, in case you have any bolts. Same thing, you need a Phillips. And then I always have a power screwdriver. This one's really good by Ryobi. I'll put a link in the description to a good one. I have another one that has a little light on it. A good one goes for about 30 bucks, has really good torque. They're really surprising, and it's reversible. So like, right now it's going backwards to open, and that way is to close to screw something in. And then this one has 2 speeds where I can just, you know, take something out really fast, because it'll take forever if you just wait for it. And then the other thing that this does, let's see, where is it here? Oh, it's right here where you can turn it. So it becomes like almost like one of these, a screwdriver. So, you know, I always leave it usually in this position here. It's just more comfortable for my hand, kind of like a gun, and it works well. So I chose to use this one to show you guys. And of course, the most important thing here is the multimeter. This is how you test the voltages. So you're gonna set it basically to, you could set it to continuity, where you just put the two together. That's really important when you're testing fuses and stuff like that, because it could be just a fuse. And by the way, I do have spare fuses downstairs, but I just left them there because it all depends on the manual. Always look in the manual, by the way. Don't trust what's in there, because some people will just throw any fuse in there and that could be causing the problem. It keeps popping it and not working. So check the manual. Some are slow blow fuses, some are quick blow. I have a set I got on like eBay for like, I don't know, 15 bucks, filled with like 50 different kinds of fuses, 2 amp, 3 amp, 5 amps, and so on. So you'll want to test continuity to see, you know, you take the fuse out, always remove it. Don't do it on metal plates and stuff like that. On power supplies, take it completely out, put it on something like this. This is the case for this. And then you just touch both ends, and if it beeps, it's a good fuse. If it doesn't, it's bad, replace it. So it's good for that. It's good to find wires to the continuity. And of course, you want to test voltages. So on mine here, I believe this is the E-Tech. I got it at Radio Shack, excuse me, a while ago. It's a digital version. So you'll set it for 20. If you want to do 12 volts, 5 volts, 20 or less is what it does. So this one's set for 20. If you want to do higher, like we discovered in our you know, another video we did, but basically 200 or less, it goes from 20 to 200. So if you want to test like 50 volts or 45, you got to put it on 200 because it's 200 or less. So you want to put it on 20. The other setting is 2, which is lower than what you need. So we're testing 12 volts and 5 volts. So you want it on 20 there. And then usually there's a button that switches from AC to DC. So we're going to test AC first, which is pushed in. And AC, I believe, is a different setting. I'll just set it to that later. But anyway, if you want DC, you just take it out, put it on there, and then you just put the probe on, and we can test the power supply. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to test the power supply, make sure we're getting power from the wall into there once I do the cord, and then we're going to test the voltages. So this is all the stuff that you need. It's pretty basic. You definitely have to have a multimeter. I might do a giveaway and give one away because I have like I get free multimeters all the time from like Harbor Freight when I go, and I try to pick them up so I can, you know, pass it on to people who need them, because a lot of people are starting in the hobby, they don't have them. But you definitely need one of these. Everybody's telling you to get a Fluke for $400. Don't get a Fluke. I have this one here. I've had it for years. This is maybe 30 bucks at Radio Shack. But I did pick one up on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. It was like, you know, under $20 for that, and it works great. So I have that there. So I might give one away. We'll see, you know, to people who want them. But leave comments in the descriptions. I'm just curious to see if you guys have one or not. I'm sure everybody has one, but you never know. Some people don't. But you should get it. It's really intimidating at first, but it's kind of really easy to use. There's tons of videos on YouTube. I'm not going to show you how to use one right now, but they're all different. But just look on YouTube. You'll find plenty of stuff on this. All right, so let's go ahead. The first thing we're going to do probably is just switch the power cord. We're going to show you the back of it, and I'll show you how frayed it was. We're just going to replace it. It takes really, really quick. You could either solder it, or in my case, I'm just going to crimp it with quick disconnects. All right, guys, so we're back. So I'm going to show you the wire just really quickly. So a lot of times you'll have, I'll bring it up closely so you can see it, but a lot of times you'll have this right here. A lot of people break it off because in the older days, they didn't have 3-prong outlets like they do everywhere. That was kind of luxury, so they just snapped it off in order to fit, and the game would work. They'd be like, hey, it's fine, but it's not really good. It's not good for power surges and stuff like that, so it's good to always have it. So if it is missing one, always, always, always replace it. It's only like 12 bucks, and it's you know, totally worth it. So this here, this is why I'm replacing it. There's a break in the wire. Looks like this got frayed. It got caught under something. It got dragged. Who knows what's happening with that? But yeah, you definitely want to replace stuff like that. There's one there. There's like one in the middle. There's one on the bottom there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and open it up first before anything. I have my drill here, or electric screwdriver. I set it to reverse. Now, I can take it out slowly like that, or I can just go to fast mode. It's just a lot faster. Takes it out really quick. These are rechargeable too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the side. This too. All right, so that's good. I already knew that this wasn't, this is removed, so it's not like it's holding it in. It is super, super, super dirty. It's actually cool. Here, let me see if I can get this angle here. I'm gonna switch it. We'll zoom in on it too. But there it is. That's the original thing on the back door. It's yellow, but it's kind of cool that it's there. I'll probably clean that up with like a brush or something. Usually a painter's brush, a dry paint brush will dust everything off. But that's all original. It's really cool that that's all still there. Pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and look inside. So I'm just gonna point this here. Actually, let me see if I can take this off here. So I'll turn this up. All right, so this is a power supply in here. You're always gonna wanna check everything inside the cabinet before you turn it on, because a lot of times you'll see, this one's not too bad, but some that are more complex, like if you have another Atari that has like an AR2 in there or something, or a linear power supply, you'll have quarters sometimes. I've seen it. Quarters get stuck in between fuses and stuff, and it shorts stuff out. So you definitely want to clean out the bottom of the cabinet. This one here just has dust, so I think I'm okay. I'll vacuum it out some other time. Sometimes you find some goodies in here. Right now, this is just a serviceman warning. It's probably like from the monitor or something. This monitor is missing, looks like it's missing a tie wrap. This usually goes on, it probably goes on like this. because it says warning, danger, whatever. So, you know, I just gotta put one on here. You basically just put it in that hole and do it on there. That's it's really easy to kind of bump your hand on there when you're like working on things. So while it's on, when you're adjusting stuff, so they kind of put this here for the serviceman. That way it's less likely that you'll do that. Let's see, I'm just looking around here. I see some wires that are cut. Not sure if they're ground. I did unplug this connector here. I was messing with it. I gotta look at the manual. I can't remember if it's supposed to be here or next to it. There's actually two connectors here. I actually took this one out here. And there's a little switch here I gotta read the manual about because I'm not sure if that's in test mode or something. Does look like it's a little bit, I might have to clean this board a little bit. I can see here there's a tiny bit corrosion. You know, it was in a basement for years, but everything is all original. You can see like nothing has been burned or anything like that. I'm looking for just to make sure, you know, I'm visually inspecting the board to make sure everything is fine. So it looks like it's okay. Everything's facing the right way. So up would be where the notch is supposed to be. Is this one backwards? I can't tell. Yeah, so yeah, it looks good. It has like a little daughter board there. Things underneath. But yeah, it looks like it was never moved. It even has the adapter board here. And it looks to be fine. Okay. I didn't check the counter. We'll check that in a minute. The monitor was, when I got it, when we were actually loading it up, this neck board right here was completely off. It looks like the anode cup is still there, but I'm not sure if I discharge it. I'm not going to mess with the monitor today. I'm just going to leave it and see what happens when it turns on. And then basically we're really going to focus on this. It's a nice simple cabinet. This is a switching power supply. I'm not even sure I should even turn this on because it's so dusty. I might just swap it out right to begin with. And then this here is not connected. So I wonder if this needs to go somewhere that it's, oh, you know what? This is the monitor. So he said he did take it out. This is a sync cable right here, and this is the RGB and the ground. So he did put it in another monitor. He said he connected it a few years back, and it did work. So that's what this is here. The power cable right here for the monitor. Not sure, it's actually underneath. Great, it's wedged underneath there. So, all right, what we're gonna do today, I think, in this episode, we'll definitely revisit it, is we're gonna try to get this thing powered on. We're gonna see if it plays blind, makes noise, and if it does, then we'll just hook up another monitor to it and then see if we can get it working. And if it is, then we'll work on the other monitor. I believe I have this one in stock. I don't know if this is a 4900. Let me look here. Yeah, it looks like the 4900 just by looking at it. Wells Gardner. Yeah, Wells Gardner serial chassis, and then LR. Yeah, it's a 4900, I'm pretty sure. So I do have a cap kit in stock for that. So I'm gonna get that. Probably I have to sit down one episode and just do like 4, 5, or 6 of them all at once. So I'll get that done. So okay, so let me put this on the tripod. Yeah, things look pretty dirty down there. I'm really tempted to just, after I change, so I'm gonna change this now. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna set up the tripod. We'll quickly change it out, and then we'll continue with the episode here. All right, guys, I'm cutting this episode short. I just have so much to do, and I didn't really want to let this video sit and get stale a little bit. And Drew's been bugging me too. He's in the video, so he's the guy that you saw. We went to his garage and he helped me out. He's a really cool dude. He lives in Long Island, where I used to live a while back. So, you know, so I wanted to release it just so you guys have it. So I will make this a 2-parter, maybe a 3-parter, depending how, you know, difficult it is to fix the board. The board doesn't work, spoiler alert. It works sort of, like if I'll exit here and show you what it does, but basically if I do this, it kind of freezes. I'll pause it. It freezes right there at this screen. It's a boot issue, I'm sure. It won't get past that, and then it won't kind of initialize to this part. So I just gotta, you know, look it over, look at all the solder points, make sure there's no broken traces or anything like that. And I already reseated the ROMs, that didn't work. But I did stick it in a JAMA cabinet because it is a JAMA game. It just has like an adapter on top, and you know, that's the behavior I got. So I'll show that in a future episode. I already started filming that. If you guys want to send anything, again, my P.O. Box is P.O. Box 4081, Stamford, Connecticut, 06907. I check it about once a week again, you know, on the way to work. And if you want to hit me up at Twitter, it's at Del's Arcade. And, you know, just hit me up on there, and I help people out all the time. Like I said, with that guy with the Super Buster Brothers. He actually had the original Buster Brothers in the last video, and he resurrected it himself. He contacted me, I helped him out. Rob is another guy that did that, and he ended up sending me the, you know, the kick plate for Outrun. So there's just a lot of cool people out there paying it forward. Oh, by the way, I did send out, someone contacted me, I believe Chuck did, on Club. He said, hey, I want that Arkanoid panel. So I gave it to him, he just paid for shipping, and it actually worked out, so, you know, he's going to be looking out for that. And then, what else? I gave out, I actually gave someone a Phoenix panel. This guy, Mike, over at BYOAC, I gave that to him for nothing. I'm just trying to, like I said, clean up the junk. And by the way, the other panel, somebody commented that Breakthrough is the other panel that I showed in the video. So you can click on this video here with the update video. It's pretty cool, where I was just showing everything and all my junk and what I have to still work on. And I am working on that review. I'm probably going to do that when I come back from Virginia. That way I have a little more time, because I really want it to be cool. It's the first for me, you know, using LED lighting with different colors, and, you know, I bought this whole track where I could do some slow motion stuff. So, you know, I'm just experimenting. I'm always learning. I am in the production field, but I'm more on the broadcasting side more than the post-production side. So I did go to school for it, but still, you know, I haven't done it in ages, and there's new technology out there. So, you know, stick with the channel, hit the subscribe button, pass it on to your friends. Hit the bell icon as well, because when I do live events, and I'm thinking about doing, like I said, the ZapCon event, it depends how quickly I can get it done by Friday. But I'm, you know, talking to my buddies out there where he may just take his cell phone. I already sent the microphone to him so you can hear it, because it's really loud. There's like over 300 games there. But then he can kind of do, we're trying to do this like split screen thing where I'm here, I'll do the intro and stuff, then I'll cut to him live, and then he'll kind of show whatever. We may go through certain machines where he just films the machine and like what's going on with that. So I got to really organize that. So far it's looking like it's going to happen, but it may be something very non-professional for now. I'm not really sure, because again, my workstation just got assembled and I still have to install all the software. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in time. But you know, I'm really kind of bummed. Really, that's what the thing is. I want to be at ZapCon. I always want to go every year. This is going to be probably one of the last ones that Paul organizes together, you know, for the BYOAC crew. But it's still going to be there every year, ZapCon. It keeps growing every year. So I'll get out there again, I'm sure. But I also want to go to other shows. There's one in New Jersey. Can't remember the name of it, but it's pretty close. It's only a couple hours away. Maybe I'll hit up Joe at Joe Sable's Arcade. And speaking of which, I plan to contact him because I want to get the Zookeeper stuff printed out. We'll do an episode on that while it prints. We'll do a time lapse, and he'll kind of go through the process and how he laminates it after he prints it. So that should be a really cool episode. And again, if you haven't checked out the other one, I did one where I visited his shop where he did the first reproduction, I think, ever that's really quality for X-Men 6-player. It's not the 4-player version, it's a 6-player where he redid everything. And that's a really cool video. And I also toured his arcade as well. So that's it. I guess stay tuned for more. Hit the like and subscribe button and the bell icon, and you'll be set. So until next time, take care, enjoy the video.